Let me ask you a question. What if you really matter? Most of our lives, we are living as if we didn't really matter. The way that we live our lives. Every day we live our secluded lives in our secluded space. Maybe we go out sometimes to do shopping or to go to work. And then we come back home to our own little space and we do our dishes. We make our food, we eat food with ourselves or with our family. And that's the way that we live our lives, as if we don't matter. But what if we did? What if you really matter? I have been thinking about this recently because of a series of losses that I went through. A good friend of mine, Cian Green, passed away aged only 40. He was 12 days younger than me. On the same day that he passed away, a 5-year-old son of a friend of mine passed away, the same age as my son. One of my best friends, Damien Crowe, at the beginning of this year, he was diagnosed with colon cancer. He had an operation and he's been in treatment ever since. And this treatment has had a heavy toll on his emotional health, on his emotional well-being. And he started to ask him and myself, why does it really matter? Why are we here? These questions have been with me for a while now, and I would like to share my thoughts about these questions with you. But what if you did? What if you really matter? Just think about it. What if all those small interactions that you have with people every day, what if they matter? What if today you could change somebody's life? And what if that was your choice? Think about it. Start from your inner circle, your family, right? There's no doubt that you matter to them, isn't there? You matter to your parents, to your mom and your dad, and to your siblings. What you do and what you say affects them. Every day, I can see it in my family. What I do, what I say affects the people around me. If I'm in a bad mood and I let it out, it affects my wife. And it affects, in turn, the people that she's dealing with. It affects my son, how he's feeling on that day. How I interact with them, what I do, that is my choice. It is my choice to get up in the morning and just go with the flow, or to get up, do my meditation, do my exercise, get myself on a higher energy, on a positive energy, so I can give to the people around me, so I can lift them up and change their day and affect whatever they are feeling. Whether I choose to do that or not, it has an effect. So all I have is the choice, whether I want to do it or not, how I want to do it. Next to your family, there are your friends and your closest friends. And I think it's reasonable to argue that you have an effect on them. You can see it. The way that you talk to them, what you talk to them about, shapes their world, shapes the way that they think about people. Whether you gossip about somebody to paint a picture, a positive or a negative picture about somebody, shapes this person's view about the person that you're talking about. So naturally, you affect others, whether you want it or not. The way that you talk to people, talk about people, affects the people that you're talking to, the people that you are talking about, and the people in their environment. Again, you cannot choose whether you want to have an effect on other people or not, because naturally, just by interacting with others, you have an effect. So all you have is the choice. What kind of effect do you want to have on other people? What kind of impact do you want to have on others? I live in Bangkok, Thailand, a city of roughly 13 million people. When you go outside, it is just a convulsion of people, convulsion of traffic all around you. And sometimes that makes me feel pretty insignificant. It makes me feel as if the others are insignificant as well, the others that I see on the street, because they are just the mass of people that I encounter. What if you really mattered? Even in a city of 13 million people. The way that you deal with people in your everyday life. Thanking a cashier, giving a smile to the motorbike taxi driver, being nice to someone that you don't know on the street. Maybe you can make their day. Maybe you can have a positive impact on their life. Maybe they've had a really rough day, with people yelling at them, with people being mad at them, and you just have that little positive impact on their lives. Imagine yelling at them. What happens? They have an even worse day. They go back home and maybe they yell at their spouse or at their child. And those have friends as well, people that are close to them, and how they feel impact others. So those waves again spread. All we have is a choice. What kind of impact do we want to have on other people? Because whether we choose or not, our lives, the way that we live our lives, affect other people. All we have is the choice how. How do we want to affect them? Our interactions work like waves. It's like the butterfly effect. Ever since I have become a father, I can see it more clearly now. What I do, how I live my life, has an impact on my son. And I'm very lucky because he's the happiest person ever. And he loves to live up the spirits of other people. So if one of his friends is in a bad mood, he goes to them and he tries to make them happy, he tries to make them smile. And as a parent, you can imagine how it feels to see your child smile. So what I do has an impact on my son. What my son does has an impact on his friends. The way that his friends feel, the way that his friends act, has an impact on their parents. If your child is misbehaving or if your child is happy, it affects you. And in turn, this affects the way that you interact with other people. It's very easy to see how these waves spread, depending on you, on the actions and the interactions that you have. So this is your choice. This is the choice that you have every day. What kind of impact? How do you want to affect other people? The only conclusion can be that our actions and interactions matter. All you have is the choice. How do you want to impact other people? What kind of impact do you want to have on people's lives? The way that we live our lives matter because it impacts other people. This should be a celebration. Your life has meaning. Your life has an impact and can change the lives of others. It is really up to you. What kind of impact do you want to have on other people? What do you want your legacy to be? And what kind of waves do you want to send out into the world? I'm going to ask you one question, and I want you to think about it a little bit. If life on this planet, in this world, was a play, what do you want your line to be? If life on this planet was a play, what do you want your line in this play to be? That is your own personal decision, and you can make it over and over again every day, because you can choose what kind of impact you want to have on other people, because your life, the way that you live your life, really matters. This is Robin Schroeder. Thank you so much. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button, click the like button. Thank you so much. Sawadee Namaste.